Hey Capricorn family, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I am Deborah and this is Purusha Intuitive. We are looking at your weekly energy for this week. It is timeless, so as long as the message resonates with where you're at, it doesn't matter when you watch. If you are watching this in real time, we're just coming off of a full moon in Libra, dealing a lot with our partnerships, our relationships, how we show up, the things we say, the things we don't want to say but get let out, etc. You know, a little bit of a rebellious aspect with Uranus. So we're probably still feeling the effects of that a little bit. Back to nature. I love this for you, Capricorn, because you are an earth sign. And it's grounding back into that energy. Just go. You know, sometimes we just have to give ourselves that extra time, extra space to honor, love, nurture, care. And that message has been coming up a lot lately through the zodiac sign. We're in Aries season, and it's all about paying attention to yourself, your wants, your needs, because that really ties us back into the fulfillment of life. If we're not doing things that we connect with, we lose that essence. We lose that essence of wonder. And this is Spirit really calling you back to those spaces. Everything takes time. This compass energy has been coming up in a lot of the readings as well. Just remember, nothing's linear, right? It's not this like robotic calculation that gets us to the end point in this certain time. There's loops and turns and things that come through that are unexpected that force us to change our route, our trajectory, get us creative about how we're approaching people, places, and things in our life, etc. So the need to kind of enjoy yourself, you know, it's not all work, no play. This helps you tap into that vulnerable part of you. You're such a strong sign, Capricorn. You're known for your strength, your stability, your endurance, your ability to navigate some pretty, oh yeah, there we go, that card. Navigate some pretty tough stuff, right? That is, you know, the nature of life, but your sign definitely is not afraid of a challenge, is a good way to say it. Because you know you can carry a lot, you know you can shoulder a lot of burden, and that can be a blessing and a curse, right? When we're giving people, places, and things too much of our time, energy, not enough for ourselves, we lose that value of, like I said, just enjoying what we have. Maybe being vulnerable is not fun. Maybe that's not popular nowadays, you know? But I think there is this element of freedom that comes with it because it's a deeper level of acceptance for ourselves and who we are. And when we don't do that, you know, Spirit, Universe, God, however you understand it, puts things in our path that happen that force us, right? Force us to look at it. So let's see how this shows up in your energy this week, Capricorn. Yeah, so 9 of Wands. So being on the defensive, covering your basis is what I'm hearing, kind of preparing for worst case scenario. And it goes back to that value of like attracts like. So if we're emanating that vibe of always kind of being on the defensive, then we're going to get that defensive energy back. And it's justified, right? I mean, things happen in life. That 3 of Swords is our pain, our sadness, our heartbreak, trauma, and grief. It's not like you're just doing this for no reason. I'm hearing that like connecting with that sense of wonder, that part of you, 444 on the clock, that's all about being guided, being protected, tapping back into what made our hearts sing. You know, 6 of Cups is nostalgia. It also talks about love relationships, soulmate connections, people that we might be dealing with that, you know, if we've experienced a lot of life with them, chances are we have run into some really sad spaces. But your energy is speaking to, you know, work, refinement, chipping away. And that kind of goes back to what I was just saying about the need to be, you know, you don't always have to work all the time. Sometimes the King of Swords definitely loses that essence of life. And with this in your energy, you're either vibing with someone, you know, who's not really making it fun, you know, or you're kind of just, you know, in the grunt and grind. Not good or bad, but I feel like the Wheel of Fortune comes in because it's a call to make changes and adjust. Yeah, 555 was on the clock too, which is mid-cycle, right? It's when we kind of come up for air, we look at how things are going and saying, this is working, this is not. And it's not always an easy conversation to have with ourselves. It does require honesty, vulnerability. Yeah, kind of like tapping back into that Queen of Wands energy. So Queen of Wands is very sensual. She vibes with more of the creative, free flow in life. She's fun, she's spontaneous. So kind of going back to that value. There's something about this that feels, I mean, it makes sense because I feel like what you're dealing with is something that just, it doesn't feel like maybe it's matching you, it's on your vibration. Maybe it is someone that you are partnered with, but you guys aren't really, you know, doing this dance. The Page of Cups speaks to being a little bit more immature, especially when it comes to how we're handling our feelings, our emotions. Maybe there's a lack of vulnerability between both of you in the situation, honesty. There's a lot of pain here showing up. 5 of Pentacles for them, you know. Not wanting to look at it also is what I'm hearing. Keeping things very surface. You know, because the King of Wands often struggles to, you know, they're a very proud person, kind of teetering on that line of arrogance. And it does make it very hard for them to kind of look at the places that they are contributing that. They think that they're doing everything right. And so there is this dance of self-protection between you and this person or situation. You know, I think like your energy, Capricorn, is generally good with this 8 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. You're kind of just waiting to see how everything moves and turns as you guys. But there's still this energy of being stuck in the past. Focusing more on what has happened and how things haven't worked versus like, yeah, just the happiness, the joy, the abundance that is there. Especially if this is family related, a partner you have, etc. It can get messy, right? And when we're fighting or we have disagreements or tension or whatever, like we forget about just like sometimes laying that aside, right? And just enjoying one another. And that being able to do that comes from ourselves first. If we're not enjoying ourselves, our own life, etc., that's not going to emanate back to the relationships that we have surrounding us. And that's where that wonderment is so important, you know? Getting connected with yourself, right? Like I said, that creative, sensual part of you that is magnetic, charismatic, fun to be around. You know, the Queen of Wands likes to have fun, right? That fire energy. It's tapping into the Aries season. I think there's a lot of ways to do this, and there's a lot of new ways to do it. Because it does feel like, whether this is a new situation or something you've been dealing with long term, it does feel like there's a lot to get to the other side. Not good, bad, right, or wrong. It's just the nature of the beast. And hence why this person is probably keeping things a little superficial, because they don't want to be left out again, right? It's easier to keep it friendly, to keep it copacetic, to get what you want. But like I said, there's a lot of ways to tap back into that synergistic dance that you and this person or situation do. It's like getting creative, getting in tune with yourself. Yeah, really connecting with the water principle of intuition, our feeling, our senses. And when we do spontaneous and creative things, that totally helps us enliven this principle, right? Lots of water energy. So again, feelings, yeah, and there's that King of Cups. Maybe, you know, I feel like the more in tune, it's a mirroring effect, right? That you can become with. And sorry, I don't even know how I missed this, the King and Queen of Cups. You know, I do feel like there is this energy of struggling to be on the same page. I'm hearing it though as like the ability to express emotion, right? You both have a different way of doing it. So when you're trying to be all put together, etc., it works in this way that there is a little bit of a fight for control, power, wanting it to look a certain way, etc. But that's where this energy of vulnerability needs to come in order to get you to that space. I think this person is kind of looking for a little more TLC, tender love and care. It might be hard to give it though, you know? I mean, like I said, when we hit certain road bumps, speed bumps, roadblocks in relationships, no matter whether they're love, friends, you know, whatever, it can be sticky, business, however this fares for you. You both have a different perspective, a different way of going about it. This reminds me of like knowing the other person's love language and how to speak to it and how to speak to them. Not out of your own, well, this will be good for them. People don't really function in that way, right? That's why there's that saying that, you know, you see more success from people when you are supportive, empowering, when you point out the good. It's enlivening that value of strength, of empowerment. And I feel like that's what needs to happen in this situation, right? Because, you know, it might not be picture perfect. It might not be what you wanted, how you thought it was going to be, but it still has the components. It probably had the components in the beginning, and it just has to get back to that place. And so that's why it is really tapping into that inner alchemist, working together, working as a team, finding ways to, yeah, so beautiful. I love this Violets card because to me it really taps into our spiritual energy with that violet color. That's our crown chakra. So like, yeah, we can bitch and complain all day long about people, right? But if we really do want to step into that power of love, grace, acceptance, non-judgment, then it means being able to see that higher level. And if we don't, you know, again, it's going to be shown to us, right? So take your time. Don't rush things. Don't have expectations about how it should look. I think there's a little bit of creativity that needs to happen in this situation. Opportunities to, you know, maybe just approach the situation a little bit differently, approach one another differently. Really kind of take some time to observe and see how the other person operates or situation, and then how you can sync up to that in your own integrity. It's going to get you way further ahead, right? So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Remember, it is only for the next week, Capricorn. I'm sending all the love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. Thank you for tuning in, all the support to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. Lots of love and blessings today.